or Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, by this time, I think most people know what you're going to get when you go to the Mission Impossible movie. It's going to be Tom Cruise playing Ethan Hunt. This is Tom Cruise. Well, it started off as being like, like a real, the first Mission Impossible started off being like a real, so almost tribute to the TV show in the 60s. And then as it's developed, it's become more and more focused around Tom Cruise. They say it's about the team, but it isn't really about the team. It's just what it was in the original Mission Impossible. It's about the Tom Cruise character, Ethan Hunt. It's about Ethan Hunt, and it's about him finding various ways to try and kill himself by climbing things and flying things and attaching himself to things and jumping from one thing to another thing, but not dying. That's what the series has become. The last one, which was originally called Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which they've retroactively named Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning because they think part of the reason that didn't do well at the box office was because people thought it's a Part 1. Why should I bother? This is the first time that you've ever had a Mission Impossible movie following on directly, as in a direct sequel to another Mission Impossible movie. Now, Sharon, you told us that beforehand. You said that you didn't want to go see Mission Impossible because you hadn't seen any of the others, and I said
I haven't seen any of them.
yes, and I said I've seen all of them and I don't remember them, so it doesn't make any difference. you can just walk into each, and this was so brought home because this is the first Mission Impossible movie that has a direct sequel to the last Mission Impossible movie. I'm just kind of like, yeah, nope, can't remember what happened in the last one. Let's just sit down, strap in, let's go. They're gonna give you blah blah blah, reasons, revisions, missions you choose to accept it. Da 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 da. This film is almost 3 hours long. It's almost 3 hours long. For a spy, it's not even a thriller. That's the thing. It's not a spy thriller. It's a spy popcorn movie. It's a spy action movie, and it does the whole globe-trotting thing. There's a whole thing about a whole bunch of geopolitics, about the fact that you have this AI. So it's probably the most on the nose that the Mission Impossible plots have been. There's this AI called the Entity that's sort of like taking over everything and taking over the whole world, and it's figured out ways of making countries fight against each other. Nobody trusts anybody, and so they're all trying to fight, but the AI is trying to take over and wipe out all humankind. And they keep saying this in the film, and they keep saying, but Ethan Hunt is the only man who can stop it. Is the only man who can stop it. The number of times where they just seem to have inserted in like almost every half an hour or so, somebody says the line, only you can stop it, Ethan. And they just keep trying to push the fact. So essentially, let me put it this way. If you don't like Tom Cruise, because I know that there's people who don't like Tom Cruise because they think he has a bit of a messiah complex, this film is doing nothing to disavow you of that notion. It is doing absolutely nothing to disavow you of that notion. The number of people who just come around and like, yes, Ethan, I'll follow you to the end of the earth because you're the only one who can stop this thing. And it's just kind of like, there's even, essentially, this is the kind of film, okay, so Sharon, you and I, we're Christians, we're churchgoers, and every now and then something will come on and then a pastor or a priest or whatever will think, ooh, I'm going to use this film as a metaphor, and I can see this entire film being used as a sermon about this pervading evil that's taking over the world, but there is one man and one man who can save it, and if you just ally yourself to this one man, you will find your way through the blah 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 because he is uncorruptible, he is better than everybody else. I can totally see this film being used like some sort of Christian allegory, and it seems like they've thrown themselves into it wholeheartedly. And I ended up making like a list of things that I immediately after the film finished. I ended up making a list of things. One of them, which was that because the Mission Impossible movies, they usually end with the dun 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 dun, and I have decided that theme is no longer thrilling to me. I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over it. I am ready for. I'm ready for this to be the final Mission Impossible movie. Let it rest for a while. It's not going to be because it depends how much money it makes and everything like that. But it's. The film is a bit of a victory lap in that one of the things I liked about it was how they constantly throughout the film they keep showing you clips of all the other 7 films and things that happened because this thing has been going for 30 years and then you think Tom Cruise isn't aging because he doesn't look like he is, then they show you Tom Cruise 20 years 30 years ago and you're like, oh my god, he was a baby. It's not that Tom Cruise looks old now. It's that he looked like a baby back then. He looks normal now. and it's and it yeah, and so that bit was quite good. There's some characters that they bring back because they when they brought Christopher McQuarrie on board, they he's tried to come on and he's tried to mold a narrative out of all this disparate different filmmakers writing all the different kind of films, and he's tried to bring people back in and everything like that. But I have to say again, the film is almost 3 hours long. And for a popcorn movie, I mean, while things are happening and everything like that, it's good enough. It's interesting enough. I don't think that the action set pieces are quite as hot in your mouth, but I think I might have gone into this quite a bit jaded anyway. And so there's essentially, I just feel like in each time you went into an action set piece, I was like, well, that's gonna happen, and the obvious thing that I thought was gonna happen happened. There's a bit in the submarine, and I was like, well, yeah, well, it's gonna go into that room. I know. Guess what's gonna happen there? And it just yeah, I might be a bit jaded. So all in all, I would give it a 3 out of 5. I don't think it is as thrilling as everybody says. I don't think I haven't particular. I think the last Mission Impossible movie I really, really was like, yes, punch the air, kind of. This was really good. Was Rogue Nation, which was 5. And I'm just kind of over it, ready for it to end. And I would give it a 3 out of 5. If it was shorter, if it was like an hour shorter, it might get an extra star. But yeah, it's a Mission Impossible movie. It's what you're gonna get. But I will say, even though I've seen all